that had been the journey over the last 25 to 30 years. Um, Maybe touching upon a few areas where I could contribute directly is I started, as I told, as a mechanical engineer, and then by virtue of getting ERP implemented in my organization, I got interested into ERP, and thus I got into IT around middle of 90s, I would say 96 precisely, maybe. As CIO, I have been fortunate enough to initiate a digitalization practice in two organizations, global organizations, I would say, where all these platforms like RPA, IoT, sensorization of machines, integrated workflows through a BPM platform, all these kind of got implemented. Currently, I'm also fortunate enough to have implemented one metaverse solution. Gen AI is getting used in a couple of specific areas. Currently, re-implementation of two or three, I would say, global companies having more than 45 modules. And in Indian currency context, maybe 200 crore worth of project over 5 years. This size of projects I was fortunate enough to drive in two organizations. Right. So on the other side, the information security was not as much, I would say, before 2010, because internet was just about coming in, integrated applications and integrated machineries, and interconnected endpoints were not so much as in vogue, right? So 2010 onwards, gradually information security started coming into prominence. Probably it started with firewalls of the world. Probably it started with perimeter security of data centers and so on and so forth. And now, obviously, we all know that the principle of perimeter security has totally changed as practically the number of data centers are vanishing. It is being now public or private cloud, right? And the moment you go there, from the information security perspective, it is ultimately you have to protect your either your endpoint or your data or application. It is no more a periphery or perimeter security, right? So that is kind of the journey, the story that I have been through myself. Any change is not welcome unless someone is very clear and conscious about their future role, their future importance, and ultimately what is in there for me. When we were already in the computer era and we had passed few years and we are into, let's say, 2010 onwards, the change became more into integrated application solutions and integrated, I would say, machineries, right? Um, the more difficult part was when the machines started getting sensorized and the data were automatically getting pulled in, and there were connected machines, connected workers. The situation was a bit more difficult because that was the time when it was hitting the ground workers directly. Few of these were not easy, but when it started clicking, they were seeing that the work that they were doing by either their personal knowledge or cumulative knowledge or historical knowledge, now that they can look at the monitor and take some decision much more accurate, with the help of the data and the analytics visualization, they started believing in the solution. Only the other day, I was talking to them that Gen AI can help you in doing the basic coding. So I think at every layer, from a shop floor worker, unskilled worker, to a skilled worker, to a air-conditioned room software developer, wherever there has been any change and they saw some question mark on their roles, on their future kind of requirement or their importance in the system, it was not been easy. But I think, yeah, with time, we have been able to take along with them. And this is where we are. And definitely, I would say AI is going to play a big role. Because I think there is a kind of a concern, if I may say so, kind of a concern within the world leadership, that if this technology is misused, where there's a very high possibility of this getting misused, how will we be as a human race, right? Let's say, to just talk about the deep fake technology. The simple principle of deep fake, as we now know, that it is creating a fake, and it is also checking the deficiencies, and it is constantly and continuously improving the model. So by doing that, it is making itself so perfect that it is getting very difficult to kind of break that, right? So I think that is where it is. Definitely, AI is going to play a big role. How how regulated will it be? How modulated will it be? How will we actually use our own kind of invention? Probably it is to be seen.